Okay, watch. Oh shoot. Negative 6 plus 31 is 25.
Oh.
Look, this gets more. You multiply the square root. 50. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 25 is Mr. Bennett.
What's up?
Is 1 a prime number?
Technically, yes.
Is 52 a prime number? Numbers that come fast?
Prime numbers can only be divided evenly by themselves in 1.
Are you wanting us to take the number that we get from the radical and multiply it by 2?
That is right. So when you have a number outside a radical like that, we almost view those as parentheses. They kind of count the same. Okay? So you can almost look at it like this. Well, I just froze it. Hold on. You can almost look at it like that with parentheses around it. So then once you use the radical, then you can multiply it by 2. Okay?
December. What? Oh no, it's a worded problem. Why are they words in that? Because it's that. They're supposed to be numbers.
I know. It's so rude of them.
Shame.
Shame.
Oh my goodness, Monday was so scary at dance. There was like 3 people that were out of their mind.
Okay, guys. Let's look at number 1. Okay, we have 2 times the square root of m plus 31, where m equals negative 6. Okay, I'm going to put it up here, and I just want you to check yourself. Oh, I didn't take it all with me. Sad day. So sad. What did that say? 10 foot square 4. I accidentally moved it and I deleted some of it. Sorry. Okay. What is negative 6 plus 31? 25. What is the square root of 25?
5.
Good. Okay. Do we remember how to do that by hand? Okay, we talked about it, but we can do it again. Just prime factorization. What's a prime number you can divide 25 by? 5, which gives you 5. What's a prime number you can divide 5 by? 5, right? Yeah. Okay. And then you get down to 1. That's how you know you're done. Circle your pairs and combine them into 1. So your answer is 5. Okay. So now we got 2 times 5 equals 10. Okay. We feel comfortable with this? Okay. Y'all are already better at evaluating algebraic expressions with substitution than last year's class. So that's good. All right, guys. So here's what you got next. Okay. This one I do want you to work together. Okay. You do not need to write all of this. Okay. Yeah. Did you already write it? Oh. That's why I meant to freeze the screen so I didn't pop it up. If you already wrote it, that's okay. We're learning how to do this. Okay. When I nice. So the way that I note these problems, okay, is some sort of marker, okay, on my notes. So I'm going to double star this one, okay. So when you're putting your answer, just double star your answer, okay. You can refer back to the video notes anytime you want to double check what that problem was, okay. But I don't want you to sit here and have to write all of that, okay. So if I write something out like this, or type it out, we'll just note it some way, okay, as a class, and then you can refer back to it, okay? So the problem states, you want to tile a 10-foot square floor with tiles that are twice as long as they are wide. How many tiles do you need to cover the floor when the tile length is 2 feet? You do not have to write it. Yes, okay? Work together with your table partner or whoever you're sitting close to. How long do we think we need on this one? The whole class. All right, so you have 5 minutes. Okay? Ready, set, go.
Wait, does that mean that each tile would be like 5 something? No, that are twice as long. Huh? So they have to be 4 foot. I thought this is Wait, it's the shape of square.
It is a 10-foot square floor. So it is a square floor. Mm-hmm.
It's a square.
Okay, unless if the wording might be confusing, I'll clarify. You have a square floor, okay, that has a length of 10 feet.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. 10.
Y'all just keep doing that for 30 minutes. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Okay. 10. Yeah. So it's twice as long. That's 20. The tiles on the inside. Does it inside?
So there's tiles inside.
There's tiles that make up the floor. The floor is made up of tiles. And each tile is so the room of getting tiles is 10 feet. It's 10 square feet. Okay, square feet. This is a square foot. Here, so you just use the floor.
So what I'm saying is the individual. So the individual tiles. So I always try to
How is it 4? Because it's twice as the floor is twice as long. Two times the floor is twice as long.
That we know are twice as long as they are wide.
What is twice as long as 20? No, the two feet tiles are twice as No, I'm not good at wording problems. They're worded so difficult. Like if you have one dog, wait, a German Shepherd. This is so. The German Shepherd is a dog. No, but the German Shepherd is the mouse. What is the length of the mouse? What?
The German Shepherd. Is that the answer?
What you? Okay.
Couple more minutes.
How many more minutes?
A couple.
How many is a couple? Two.
Two-ish.
Two-ish. Was a couple? Usually it's two people. Usually. Unless you're weird.
Unless you're weird. I think the phrase is polyamorous, but
Right.
nailed it. I'm not even gonna make you repeat it.
10. Twice as much. 20? No.
Okay. Is this difficult to figure out?
Yes.
Okay. Because we don't know how to do it. Okay. I'm just trying to get you to stretch your brains. Okay. Well, I say we don't know how to do it. You haven't been taught how to do it. Okay. So it's worded funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about it. Okay. First of all, on word problems like this, where they start talking about shapes, if you're not drawing shapes on your paper to kind of visualize it, you're making it harder on your brain. Okay. Even if you're not a spatial person, getting those shapes on your paper, marking the measurements can kind of help your brain map it out, and then maybe you can figure it out. Maybe it's not the most efficient way to figure it out, but maybe eventually you can figure it out. Okay, so we've got a square. Okay, what is the length of one of these sides, Gray? 10 feet. Okay. Good. We'll check when we get there. Okay. So we've got a square that is 10 by 10. Okay, that means our area of this square is how much? Yeah, 100. Okay, because when we're doing area, it is length times width. Okay. So we've got 100 square feet. Okay. Now, what other piece of information does it give us? It tells us a little bit about one of the tiles, right? So this is the big area that we're trying to tile, okay? But we're using these smaller tiles. Are these smaller tiles going to be a square or a rectangle? It has to be a rectangle because it tells us what? Yes, it says the tiles are twice as long as they are wide, okay? How long are they? 2 feet, okay? So what is the width? Okay, so let's pretend that we don't know what the length is, okay? And I'm going to make this shape a little bit bigger so that we can, oh, dear goodness. I did not like that. Okay. So just kind of blowing it up so we can see, okay? So we have a length that is twice as long as the width, okay? There's a couple different ways to write this, but I'm going to write it the way that they give it to us, okay? Here is the length, okay? That length is twice as long as the width. What is the opposite of saying twice as big as something? Not as twice as big.
The width is half as.
Yeah. So the kind of opposite end of saying double something is to say half something, right? Or to have it H-A-L-V-E. Okay, so x over 2, okay, is going to be the other side of that tile. Okay, when looking for the number of trying to figure out how many tiles it's going to take, we've got to kind of combine these numbers together. Okay, so let me show you how that's going to look. Okay, the number we're looking for is the number of tiles. So n is kind of what we're searching for. I just pulled that out of nowhere. Okay, the n is not relevant other than it is standing for a number. Okay, n is the number of tiles. Okay, I have the area that we are trying to fill in, 100. Okay, and how do you try and figure out how many things can fit inside of another thing and how many times? Using what operation? Division. Exactly. So we're going to divide it by the area of this tile. Okay, so we're dividing the big space by how many of these little squares we can fit into the big space. Okay, now since we don't know the area, okay, but we know the formula, what's the formula for area? Length times width. Okay, so if we're putting this or these dimensions into the problem, it might look something like x times x over 2. Okay, now underneath this red line, it gave us what little piece of information? The how many tiles do you need to cover the floor when the tile is 2 feet in length. Okay, so now instead of x, we can fill in a 2. Okay, instead of x, we can fill in a 2. So now I can do the same down here. We have n equals 100 over what are we putting in for x? A 2. Yeah, a 2. And then we've got 2 over 2. Okay. What is 2 over 2? 1. So we just have 2 left on the bottom. And what is 100 divided by 2? So n equals 50 what? What's our unit? You got to think about what we're looking for. Tiles. 50 tiles. Okay. Was this a substitution problem? Yeah, it was. Okay. You had to do a whole bunch of setup, right, and prep to get to that point. But eventually, at the end of the question, they tell you that your variable, okay, is 2. Okay. So when we're in this section of substitution, try and get your brain to think towards a substitution type of method when you're solving it, and maybe that'll help out a little bit. Okay. Okay. Same question, but now the tile length is, don't write it like this. That's sloppy as heck. That's what I'll say. Okay, I know. I'll put a quarter in the jar. So same question. Well, now I want to leave it right here. Okay, organize it how you see fit, but I want you to be able to see the original problem. So I'm going to put it up here. Okay. Now the tile length is 1/2 of a foot. Okay, instead of 2. Just show me how you would set it up. Okay, and by set it up, I mean how would it look in this step right here. Okay, that's what I want you to put right there. So show me how it would look on that step. So now the tile length instead of 2 feet is 1/2 foot. Okay, all I want you to do is set up the equation. You don't have to finish it. Mhm.
I figured it out.
That's okay.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, no problem. You can. I just I'm not requiring you to. What's up? You just need to set it up to this point right here. Okay. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay. So if we were setting it up, okay, we have n equals 100 over still x times half of x. Okay. So then when we're plugging in our numbers, I just want to make sure we're plugging in correctly. As long as we can plug in correctly, I'm pretty confident in our math skills from there. Okay. So what am I plugging 1/2 in for? X. Okay. Plugging it in for x. So then you'd have 1/2 over 2 right there. Okay. We don't need to go on from there. Okay. But I just want to make sure that we're setting stuff up correctly and substituting correctly. Who wants homework today? Nobody? I guess no homework. Okay, non-standard operations. What's up, Gray? Do you want homework? I'll give you a break. Okay. Non-standard operations. Does anybody know? You're a brave man putting that by your face. Brian's like, you have no idea. I did see Brian spraying his foot with some tough actin tenactin. That's for athlete's foot. It's all right. It's just a fungus. You'll be fine. Okay. Do what? It happens, especially if you end up playing sports when you're in high school and you're having to take a shower with like 50 other dudes. So a lot of athlete's foot that goes around. That's why you should wear flip-flops. Okay. So yeah, it's gross. So non-standard operations. Sorry, guys. You will notice, I'm sorry if I frustrate you with me getting off track, but I get off track all the time. So if it frustrates you, talk to me about it, and I'll let you scream at me after school or something to get your frustrations out. I'm sure. Okay. So we are going to work on solving non-standard operations. So what this means, okay, is basically given the symbol, okay, really focus up here. Have we seen non-standard operations? Okay, so really focus up here because this is something new for a lot of us, okay? All non-standard operations mean is that instead of the given expression, I'm going to show you values and a symbol, okay? That symbol determines what expression you use for those values, okay? So I gave you two non-standard operations, okay? And all the way that we read these is A of B, okay? Or A whatever. What do we want to call this symbol today?
Squiggly line.
Squiggly line. Did you say sparrow? Like a bird eye? Like a bird sparrow. Like Captain Jack Sparrow? Okay. So this is the black pearl, okay? So we've got A, black pearl, B. That's going to equal the expression 2A plus B, okay? We also have a different one right here. It's a different symbol. What do we want to call this one?
Goofy.
Goofy. We have A, Brian B equals 2A over B, okay? So now we look at A, which is our actual question, okay? And it's saying evaluate the non-standard operation, okay, where two Jack Sparrow, Black Pearl 4, okay? So here's what we're looking at. When you're looking at the non-standard operation up here, what value comes first and what value comes after? A comes before the symbol. We see this. Okay, A comes before the symbol. What symbol comes after, what variable comes after the symbol? B. Okay, so you want to utilize that, the way that those are situated when you're actually solving the problem. So first, which expression are we going to use? This first one or the second one? The first one. How do we know this? You just have to match up the pictures. Okay, just match up the pictures. Okay, so let me get rid of all this mess. Okay, so we're going to use the two Black Pearl 4, okay, where 2 is going to be A. We see this. And B will be 4. Okay, so this is the expression we're going to use because that's what it tells us. And then we'll just plug in. Okay, so we'll have 2 in parentheses plus parentheses. What are we plugging in for A? Yeah, 2. Okay, what are we plugging in for B? 4. And now you just simplify. Okay, you've got 2 times 2 is 4, plus 4 is 8. Simple enough? Not too bad, okay? So let's practice one on our own then. Okay, did I say, I've already told y'all no homework? Okay, no homework today. The reason being is because our notes are just going to take a little bit too long, okay, and I don't want to just give you homework right at the end of class. So if you will stick with me for the next 15 minutes so that I can make sure we get through all this info, we will have, you will have minimal homework all week because you'll have minimal homework on Friday too, okay, but we need to get through these notes, okay? So for B, evaluate that right there. 1 Black Pearl 3. Okay, as soon as you're ready, you can look up and check B. What's up, Gray?
The reason I spelled Empire Slice House.
Say that one more time.
For some reason I spelled Empire Slice House.
Yeah, that's an urge. Your brain's telling you you're hungry. Does sound good. Okay, any questions on B? Any questions on B before we move on? Okay, let's get a little more complicated. We all good with that? Okay, good. So I've scrolled away from my non-standard operations that we're working off of. So just make sure you're looking at your paper if you've got those down. Okay, did we write those down? These right here. Okay. So for C, this is going to look a little different. Oh, sorry. Oh no, that was right.
I didn't get the other part down with the plus sign thing.
Okay. Now, how adventurous do we feel this morning? Not really. I'm thinking I want you to try and figure this out on your own first. Are we going to be devastated if I make you do that? Yeah? Devastated? Like equal to your puppy just got ran over? Because that's devastating. Okay? This feels not that serious. Okay, so you're gonna have to solve this in kind of two different steps. Okay, two different steps, kind of two different rounds of doing this problem. Okay, first we have to adhere to our order of operations, which says we need to start where? Inside the parentheses. Okay, so we are using Black Pearl or Brian. We're using Black Pearl, right? We're using this one. I know everybody wanted to say Brian, but we're using the Black Pearl, okay? The Black Pearl. Okay, that's my Jack Sparrow. You're welcome. And that's on the video recording too, so y'all can go back and laugh at that later. Always.
Hi, Brian. You're recording against my consent.
Did you just say hi to the Brian that's definitely not going to be watching this video later? Yeah? Okay. On my tablet. Okay, so the way it can hear, not really. Mostly it just hears me.
Hi, Zoe.
But I'm a narcissist, so it's okay. Okay, so letter C. Okay, we have in parentheses 3 Black Pearl 5, and then outside the parentheses we have another Black Pearl 2. Okay, so we're gonna have to do the 3 Black Pearl 5 first. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. Okay, we're using the 2A plus B. That is in my parentheses. What's outside the parentheses? Still this for right now. Okay, still this for right now. Now from this step, I do want to see if you can figure it out. Yeah, work with someone at your table. Jabron, don't say frick.
That's a quarter in the yes. Mr. Bennett, if I got this right, can I get $1?
No, but I'll give you give you a penny.
Deal.
Okay, go for it.
Oh my goodness, I think so smart right now. It's okay.
I think the big question is, how do you get rid of the second Black Pearl? Okay? That's what you are tasked with figuring out right now. Try it. If you're not trying and you don't have a wrong answer written down on your page, okay, you're not helping yourself. Don't be afraid to fail. I will only scream at you a little.
What penny?
All right, I'm going to slowly start putting solutions up here. Don't look up until you're ready to check. Okay, this is a great way for you to just test yourself. Okay, work on it and then see how you do.
If I get this right, I'm gonna be so happy. I got this one. This one came from Mexico, but I didn't get it. I don't know where it is. This one.
Okay, this is the first half.
Where? 6. I did that. You know, 1 to 11.
Okay, let me talk through it. Let me talk through it real quick. Okay, so we have this first line. Okay, we put in the non-standard operation for the black pearl, which was 2a plus b. Okay, we put that in for this first part. We left the black pearl 2 on the outside. Okay, then we substituted in, what did we substitute in for a on this first part? 3. What did we substitute in for b? 5. Okay, after we finish working out the stuff on the inside of the parentheses, should end up with 6 plus 5, which comes out to 11. And then you tack on what you still had on the outside. So you have 11 black pearl 2. Right? Now you're just doing the same problem that you did the first time. Okay? But now you've got an 11 and a 2. So I'm going to use the 2a plus b because it's still telling me that that's what I need to use. That black dot does not exist on my screen, so I don't know where it came from. Anyway, 2a plus b. What are we putting in for a? 11. What are we putting in for b? 2. Okay, so then you just got 22 plus 2 is 24.
Where's my penny?
That was not a deal. Also, you owe me a quarter in that. You said frick, Jabron. Okay, last one. What you want, Jabron? You want a penny?
No.
With a penny?
Don't touch it, don't touch it.
You know, my mom's a teacher.
Right
What?
there.
That's the only one as a teacher.
We were in a football game.
So you're begging me for money?
No.
Wow. Okay, last thing you have today is letter D.
I don't have any room. Man. You think I could fit it right here? I'm gonna try. I was evenly. Ooh, that's beautiful. Yes, Ryan.
Wow, what the?
Wow.
You know, math is just my happy place. You know, when I cry and stuff, I just do math.
Me too.
Mine
feel
is
that.
so good.
I just like cry screaming on standard operations into my pillow at
When I'm
night.
struggling with math, I do math to make me happy.
There you go. It's like stress relief. It's like an adult coloring book.
Yeah.
It looks like her right there.
Yeah.
What thing for Spanish? The showing test.
Yes.
That's Spanish test. I hate it.
I didn't understand a thing. And I
probably
speak
good.
fluent
I'm
Spanish.
sure Spanish.
Oh, that Spanish test is ocean.
So what did you
Actually, yeah.
It was like something really dumb.
It's like reading English words on the Spanish test.
Where did it so
Now we're gonna write like I am. You are. He is. I have no clue who else is. Oh.
I'm at that part.
What the
I'm stuck. I got to be 11 driving.
you don't what?
Actually 11.
Oh.
So then you get to the G.
I'm sorry.
It's supposed to be a
No.
I don't know.
Mr. Ben, if I get this right, can I get a nickel?
I'm not made of money.
Everybody dying.
I said I'm not made of money, and then you increase the demand.
I want another penny.
Think about it.
No. Because you're not so active.
What time is it?
9:42.
What?
What time is it?
10:30.
Interruption, just a friendly reminder, I need to see the football team in the room where all the uniforms are, D101 at 10:35, please. Thank you.
What time is it?
10:30.
That clock is incorrect.
Yeah.
Mr. Vince, she just said, who is Muhammad Ali?
Okay.
Right, let me off. Just kidding.
How do you not know who Muhammad Ali is?
No, she actually came back with
Are
you on the Okay, it's not funny. Yeah, get off, guys. I'll never get off the mark today. What am I going to
Okay.
She tried. My Penny is 7 years old.
Yeah, we got like a baby.
Okay, question. Do we want to, I'll take a poll. Do we want to check our answer before we leave or first thing on Friday?
Friday. Man, I want another penny. Can we do it right now? Raise your hand for Friday. Penny.
Before we leave.
I'm gonna put it up here. If you're not ready, don't look. Okay. If you want to check your answer later, that's fine. I don't remember. We'll have to check. Two A over B.
I had a nightmare when mom was trying to make me go to art.
My last nightmare was. Oh, my last nightmare was the
You were right.
Where's my other penny?
Okay, there's letter D.
You were basically correct.
Okay. For Friday, listen please. For Friday, make sure that you bring your notes. Okay. If you have gotten your 3-ring binder, we will start needing that as well. Again, if you need help finding one or tracking one down, please let me know. And if you need anything else, I'll make sure I post it so that you can see. Okay. We got just a few minutes so you can get your station cleaned up. Okay.